Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor and M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Baltimore Ravens. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. Pushing his way through. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They go back to Gordon here on first down. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. There, they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. Rivers now from the 50. And this complete to Henry over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now they'll pitch it out. This is Gordon. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Tony Jefferson. Defense doing their job, really nowhere to run the football.
Yeah, it's almost textbook, wasn't it? Every place he tried to find an open spot, there just wasn't one. Congrats to the defense, no gain.
It's called fitting your gaps, right?
I love it. You're exactly right.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again.
Hurry up! Hey, downtown! Hey, high!
Rivers on first down. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a third.
I think they put this defense on notice that that could be a really, really frequent combination.
Hey, go orange buckle. Set. Okay.
Third and long for Rivers. Over the middle, complete. It's Henry. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a fourth down. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on fourth. Rivers again. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on fourth. Rivers with a 1st and 10. And he's 6 of 7 now on this drive. Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And he's able to find some room as they get him down after a good run. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On second down, they'll run with Gordon. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Here you go, man.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Melvin Gordon, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Chargers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Crosby on now to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 right at the 30. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens. Now a handoff looking right. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Here we go now. Blue Niners.
Play action. Now Jackson. Now he'll turn and throw deep back. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A big-time 3rd down play for the Ravens. 47 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Set. 3-19. 3-19.
Jackson on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
On 2nd down, Jackson. Just keeping the play alive. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Set. Green 39. Green 39. All right, now look at 56.
From the gun, Jackson. He dumps it down to Ingram. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Give him 8 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at the 40. A toss play. Gordon looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Hey, Rocket! White! Okay. Alpha! Hey, hut!
2nd down, Rivers. Flushed out right. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Give him 2 yards on that play, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
Keep it skinny. White! Shoot!
From the gun, Rivers escaping the pressure right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Set! Blue landed!
And they'll run it here. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, but it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Baltimore after this.
Watch him now, Barney! Set! 3-19! 3-19!
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
And they still need 6 yards here on 3rd down after the penalty. Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long.
Watch it now, Barney. All right, here we go.
To throw is Jackson. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Let's go.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Over the middle to Evans. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Set. Blue 90.
And Jackson throwing once more. He goes underneath to Ingram. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. So just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Let's go. 319. 319.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now Jackson on 2nd down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Evan Ingram, the tight end. And now it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter. A lot of time to change things. They go play action now. Jackson. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. And now the Chargers are going to signal for another timeout, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. This is caught inside the 15. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. So it's 1st and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break.
Hurry up, here we go.
They'll run here with Ingram. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. The Ravens moving quickly here as the clock runs. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play,
and this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Evan Ingram in the final seconds of the first half. And the Ravens are in for 6. Justin Tucker for the extra point. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is now 10-7. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
And incomplete on the deep ball. We now proceed to the start of the second half. So we're at halftime here in the Inner Harbor with the hometown Ravens on top. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Oh, nice spin.
Oh, that brought back bad memories.
And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And some space here. He's got the lane, and there he goes. And he'll be taken down deep into Charger territory. It's a big play there for Baltimore. Give him 69 yards on the ground. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a 2nd down.
Hurry up, here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends.
Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Mike Evans with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Ravens will extend their lead. Tucker with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Melvin Ingram in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers, and Rivers after the sack. Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. He's airing it out for Williams. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And they have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
3-19! 3-19!
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Set! Blue 90!
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there, a 22. So again from the 39, this time from the other side of the field. Here's 1st and 10.
All right, here we go.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Now let's go. Green, 39. Green.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 11.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Throwing is Jackson. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. There goes Melvin Gordon, the 20, and all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Chargers are able to make this a close game again. And he'll bang that one through. Crosby on now to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Twisting away. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one goes for 36 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
No. Check. Patriot.
To throw on 2nd down. Jackson got his man complete over the middle. It's Evans. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
All right, here we go. Blue 90.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down.
Now let's go. Blue 90.
To throw is Jackson. To throw on 2nd down. And the pressure gets to him again. Joey Bosa in there to get him. And this pass rush strong now. That's sacks on back-to-back plays. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
Here's Jackson. Looking for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
He's second in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game. His third field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because
now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
He'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
Zero.
Now Gordon on first down. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Off the play fake here, Rivers. Open man is Cantrell. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. The Chargers on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Rivers. Sets up the screen to Gordon. Powering his way forward. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So after the big play, look at this. All the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Back to the ground now with Gordon. A tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. The quick slant, good for 8 and a first. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Melvin Gordon punching it in from a yard away. And the Chargers have made this a 1-score game. Crosby on now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Ravens taking the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense.
Yeah,
run what you do
best.
Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Hurry up, here we go.
And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. Over the middle here to Brown. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, a sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Here's Jackson. And that is incomplete here.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. The Ravens on 3rd down. 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Over. Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90.
Now Jackson. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week, continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return, and it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger offense making their way back out there. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time,
they practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
Left.
He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the second quarter, he may very well run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Back to throw. Fighting it. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And now running right through it. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. And so much for the game-winning 2-minute drive. I think that interception return there pretty much seals the deal.
And one thing to keep in mind, in this situation with the score that close, defense isn't backing off and just giving you easy throws. They're playing aggressively as well, and they end up picking that one off and sealing the deal for themselves.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And it might seal the deal as that makes it a 2-score game here with not a lot of time remaining. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly. Then they'll take it from there.
Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
And to the right side here, it's Allen. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off down near the 5, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here. Well, I know at points in this one you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that